Let's begin this flow with the breath. We would place the hands onto the lower ribs, and you can close your eyes for a moment, just focus on gently breathing in and out of your nose. As you breathe, on the inhale, feel the lower ribs expanding out laterally, or feel this 360-degree expansion. And on the exhale, feel everything draw down. Just breathing gently in and out, feeling that movement. A little less movement up high in the chest. If we tend to breathe a lot through our mouths, you might build up a lot of tension in the upper body. So learning to focus on diaphragmatic breath will help to release that tension as well. Once we've got into a rhythm with that breathing, we're going to squeeze the fist gently and just take your chin to your chest. Slowly across to one shoulder, and then lifting the chin up, keeping the jaw closed, all the way up and over to the other side. Draw your chin down, and go back the other way. Do a couple more rotations in each direction. Still breathing through the nose, and by squeezing the fist gently, we're also helping to irradiate throughout the body and really isolate and work specifically into the neck and the shoulders. Once more in each direction. From there, release. We're going to give ourselves a big hug and just work into the thoracic, into the ribs, and really open up some space if we're feeling tension in the upper body. So wrap the hands across the shoulders, give yourself a hug, flex your spine, so round out, tuck your chin, laterally bend to one side, look over the shoulder as you start to rotate, and then we extend the spine all the way around to the opposite side, looking over the shoulder, into that lateral flexion, and round to flexion at the front, and back the other way. Essentially drawing a nice big circle. And again, a couple more times. From there, release, give your shoulders a little roll forwards and back, and we'll go into a tabletop position. From tabletop, all we're going to do is have hands under shoulders, knees under hips, have a bit of a wiggle about through the spine, make some circles. Pressing out through the side of the body, drawing the belly down at the bottom. You can lift the eyes and extend the spine. As we round out to the top, really flex the spine, tuck your chin. And then bring yourself back to a neutral position. We'll go into a downward dog from here. So hook the toes, and first of all, press your bum to your heels. Feel that stretch into the toe joints, into the soles of the feet. Have a bit of a wiggle about. Loosen off some tension. When you're ready to, we're going to lift the hips into a downward dog. You can keep the knees bent, take the head and the chest through the shoulders. From there, you can work to extend one leg and then the other. You don't have to be able to get the heels down. Think about maintaining that length in the spine. Keep breathing gently. You can always elevate your hands on top of a platform like a table, chair, or even the wall if this feels a bit too intense. And then from here, all we're going to do is lift up to the tiptoes, lower the knees, back down, cross your ankles, sitting onto your bum, bring your hands behind you. Open your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other, and then gently, slowly sending your bum forward. So working into a shoulder extension, stretching into the chest and the shoulders. Grip down through your fingertips. You shouldn't get any pain in the elbows, and if you do, really focus on making sure that you're not sinking into it and rounding. Open the chest, grip down, maybe go a bit closer to your hands if it's feeling a bit too much in your joints. If we can go deeper, send your hips forward, keep the chest open. Breathing gently. Great stretch for if you're sat down for long periods of time throughout the day. We will tend to spend a little bit too much time hunching up, so this will help loosen off that tension. From here, draw the bum back, cross your ankles, come forwards onto the mat and back into your downward dog. Once again, just walking through the feet, breathing through your nose. Might feel good to add a twist this time, so you can reach one hand towards the opposite thigh, calf or ankle, looking underneath the armpit. Switch to the other side. Let's raise back up onto the tiptoes, lower the knees down nice and slow, cross the ankles, back onto your bum. And this time with fingertips pointing back, you can go into that first shoulder extension stretch that we did, or into a reverse tabletop. So tuck the bum under, lift the hips, open the chest. Gripping down through the fingers, pressing through the shoulders, pressing through the legs, making sure you feel the muscles in your bum, your glutes engaged, also the hamstrings. If it gets too much to just hold it here, you can lower down and lift up. And if your hips don't come quite up as high as your shoulders, you might just be feeling extra tight into your chest. So go to where you can and just keep thinking about expanding your chest over time, gradually trying to bring those hips higher. Let's hold it again, a few more breaths. And then lower your bum back to the mat, come forwards, and we'll go back to downward dog again. Walking through the feet. Gentle breaths in and out of your nose. And then this time, we'll step our right foot up between the hands, lower the back knee, and work the hips back. So you can bring your hands to your hips, pull the front toes up. You can bring your hands to the ground or even on top of yoga blocks. Open the back hip, pressing it forward using the glutes. Gently push down through the front heel, working into the hamstrings. You can also bend your front knee. 3 more times. Coming up, you can open up, lift the shoulders up nice and tall, raise the arms, and back into the hamstrings. 2 more. Come back to the front of the mat, back to downward dog. Same on the other side, step your left foot through, lower the back knee. From here, send the hips back, hinging over, making sure we're not overly rounding through the back. Lead and open with the sternum, draw your belly button towards your thigh, gently push down through the heel and soften the knee. 5 times through, you can raise the arms up here, squeezing the back glutes, opening the hips. Let's come back to the front of the mat, back to downward dog. Raise up onto your tiptoes, lower your knees down, cross your ankles, sit to your bum. And once more through our reverse tabletops, this time as we lift up, seeing if we can add a reach. So you can stick with either of the first 2 versions we did. Otherwise, hips are up. I'm going to load one shoulder but open the armpit, externally rotate it, top arm reaches over. Press through the legs and the shoulder. Bring yourself all the way down and then lift up. Switch to the other side and reach. And down. Back up again. 3 more. Feel that expansion through the ribs, opening into the front of the hips, strengthening the back of the body, opening some rotation in the shoulder and strengthening the shoulders. And then from here, bum is on the ground. All we're going to do to finish is some rotations for the hips, and you can choose to have a lie down or bring yourself up for the day ahead. So we're going to go in with one leg and then the other. I can lean right back for this one. Go to where I can, internally rotating the hip, then perhaps add internal and external together and just gently move side to side, just through some nice easy passive rotations. Don't worry if your knees don't go all the way to the ground. To challenge it a little, you can have a little go sitting up as you rotate. Great to just get those hips moving and rotating, which is what they're designed to do. But when we get stuck, sat down for long periods of time or standing for long periods of time, we start to lose that function. And then we find general moving from one position to another more challenging. So keep working on that hip rotation. From here, cross the ankles, come forwards, back into that tabletop, and then to rest, we can just take the knees wide, big toes touching, bum to heels, and have a little moment to relax. Gentle inhales and exhales. Slowing the breath down almost to the point that you can no longer hear it. Stay here for as long as you like. Otherwise, thank you for moving with me on another short movement flow. I look forward to seeing you again soon.